Hi, Dan Fatica of DGF. Today I wanted to answer a question which I'm getting all the time at the moment from people and have been for the last couple of months leading into the new year. What is the investment strategy of 2022? Where's the best place to park my money? And I'm getting it from all sorts of people, age, shapes and sizes. There is no one answer, but I will address this that I think is certainly the biggest thing to do for youngsters, people around 20, 25, 30, 35 even. Get your own homes sorted, and there's a number of tricks that you can utilize to make this better for you. Ultimately, I'm in this house now in Streatham. Bought with a friend, and the two of us have massively reduced our living costs because the mortgage with a couple of tenants has enabled us to bring down our cost of renting. So the challenge there is it's in London. Are you at a point where your affordability can enable you to buy in an area that you like? Well, if you can't buy in an area that you like, maybe you need to compromise on the geography and maybe a little bit further out. A couple of tricks that people aren't maybe aware of. There's a product on the market which is start at the start. Sorry. So what do I think is the most important strategy for 2022 for the next 3, 5, 10 years? Get your own home is the bottom line. The biggest property you can afford that will be rentable and enable you to commute to work. Everyone's working from home these days, so that's not too much of an issue. But certainly to my for young adults in and around London, bust your guts to buy a 3, 4 bed. If it's a 2-bed flat, that's fine too, but rent that second room. Don't have it as a walk-in wardrobe or your luxury stay-at-home study office, because that is a complete waste of money. A room in London is around about 800 quid. So you're going to give up on £800 a month plus your bills. If you've got 2 rooms to rent, even better. If it's you and brother, sister, or boyfriend, girlfriend buying together, get a 2-bed place, rent the 3rd bedroom. Sorry, get a 3-bed. You've got 2 beds as bedrooms plus a study. That's really something that's absolutely critical. I think James and I have done it here. We've got a 4-bed house. We've got 2 people renting. It brings down the cost of renting massively. The house is an old, wet, damp house. I've got single glazing on the windows, which is absolutely freezing cold. But it's a process. And this property has gone up in value since June when we bought it last year. We've done nothing to it. Just the general sentiment of the country and the world is creeping up. So that's my absolute advice. A few tips and tricks. Your mortgages are going to be at around 4.5%. 4.5 times what you're earning. If you're earning 50k with 10 grand bonus, you're at 50k times 4.5, that's 225k. And your 10 grand bonus is probably going to be the average of 2 years. If you are working or you're self-employed, of course you're working, you need to be working. If you're self-employed, then it's based on your SA 302s. Bottom line, if you don't declare the tax, you can't borrow against it. So it's great having a good accountant that puts all the money through the cash register, very low income. You're not going to be able to get the mortgage that you need to buy in the big house on the big hill that you might want or aspire to. So there's a trade-off there. Pay the tax, you can borrow the money if you're doing it sensibly and you're buying a house and renting the rooms. That's massively what I encourage. My whole social circle is Balham, Tooting, Wandsworth, Putney, Herne Hill. So around about this area, what would you be looking at? What would you buy? If you're in London, you're working in London, you probably need pretty chunky salary, to be blunt, to buy a big house in those areas. Tooting, you probably might get something for around 700k that would need renovating, but they're creeping up. So if you can find a 2-bed flat that you can afford on your own, rent the second room, fantastic. If you can afford a 3-bed flat with a mate and rent the third room, fantastic. If you can get a 4-bed house, amazing, even better. There will be value add if it's, one day maybe doing a loft conversion. If it's, a 3-bed, 2 reception room house, then one of those reception rooms could be a bedroom, or at the very least a study, and a home office for you. But thinking about things that way, you're really going to bring down your cost of living, and it will change your position financially, materially, over the next 3 to 5 years. So that would be my advice. Outside of that, rents across the board are going like this. They're creeping up, some places faster than others. I don't expect that to stop. I don't expect it to slow down. My biggest piece of advice to young adults in 2022 is to buy your own home and rent a couple of rooms. Good luck.